So let's really quickly talk about everything you need to know for our upcoming argumentative analysis using the Tolman model of argumentation. So in this assignment, you're going to be analyzing Nicholas Carr's essay, "Is Google Making Us Stupid?" Now we're familiar with this because we did a summary and response assignment previously. So hopefully you are not totally in the dark about it. So let's really quickly talk about the important due dates. Now your rough draft is going to be due on Saturday, April 12th. You'll get some feedback, and then your final draft will be due on April 19th, also at 11:59 p.m. So just a quick heads up, if you don't submit your rough draft, it'll cost you 20 points off your final essay grade, so make sure you get that in on time. Now, the goal in this specific essay is a little bit different than the one we did before in the exploratory. And in the exploratory essay, we simply presented the findings and explained what others had been saying about this topic, the topic that you chose. Now, for this one, the goal here is to break down Carr's argument using the Tolman model. That means we're looking closely at his claim, his supporting evidence, his warrants, so the assumptions behind his reasoning, and any backing that he offers to strengthen those assumptions. So you'll also look at how he uses, if he uses any fallacies, maybe places where his logic slips a bit, and whether he introduces any rebuttals or opposing views. Finally, you'll evaluate the overall strength and ethics of his argument, and you'll consider how it aligns or conflicts with your own views. So here's what it should cover. We have the list right here. So it should cover the rhetorical situation. That is, start by placing Carr's essay into context. So what prompted him to write it? What do you think prompted him to write it? So this is exigence. Who is his audience? What constraints might he have faced, like public perception, technology, trends, or, for example, editorial limits? Next, the claim. So what is his central argument? So this is where you clearly state his main claim, what he wants us, his readers, to believe or consider. Next, we have supports, warrants, and backing. So consider what evidence he uses to support his claim. What are his warrants? The underlying assumptions that connect the evidence to the claim. And does he offer any backing to make those assumptions believable? So you want to make sure you're really specific here and quote the text directly, explain how all of these parts work together. So they're not standing on their own. You're going to show how they all relate to one another. And again, fallacies and rebuttal. So these are logical fallacies, which we have gone over. So for example, does he rely too heavily on fear of technology and how it might, quote unquote, take over humanity? Or does he make generalizations without solid proof? You will also talk about how does he acknowledge any sort of counter arguments, and if so, how does he respond? Is his rebuttal effective? Does it feel weak, etc.? Ethics and effectiveness. So in this section, you evaluate whether Carr's argument is ethical. Is he trying to manipulate the reader, or is he presenting a fair and thoughtful case? Then you'll give your final verdict. Is his essay persuasive? Did it change your view, make you think differently, etc.? So you'll be as honest as you can in this section. Now, of course, we want to maintain an academic tone, so it's still going to be in third-person perspective. Next, so what I do suggest is make sure that you carefully read and annotate Carr's essay. If you haven't printed it out, I suggest you print it out. That way you can annotate it, highlight, note any things that you feel are important, maybe quotes you want to use, moments of strong or weak reasoning, etc. Perform a written rhetorical analysis. This is to fully understand again how the essay is working. You apply the Tolman model and identify any claims, supports, warrants, backing, fallacies, and rebuttals. So the length is 1,500 to 1,700 words. This is excluding the works cited. Again, pretty standard stuff. Make sure it does follow MLA format, 12-point font, Times New Roman, 1-inch margins, etc., all that good stuff. So this is, as I mentioned, an academic paper, so you want to make sure you stay in third person and keep your tone as objective as possible. Avoid saying I think or I believe unless it's in your conclusion when you're already reflecting on the effectiveness of Carr's article. So just final reminders to wrap it up. Submit your rough draft by April 12th. Even if it's not perfect, just turn something in. I just want to see something. I highly suggest using your Google Doc progress tracking so I can look at how you're working through it. We've had a spike in AI plagiarism. So I need to see that it is you writing it. Every edit, every deletion, every addition, all of it. I need to see everything. I need to see the messy parts, not just the polished final draft. So yeah, use the Tolman model. Use the Tolman model of argumentation to analyze Nicholas Carr's article. Again, remember to include claims, support, warrants, backing, etc., all that good stuff. Keep your tone as objective as you can or analytical. And analytical, you're not arguing with Carr, you're just analyzing how well he argues. Okay, that's pretty much it. If you need help at any stage, make sure you check out the Cypress Writing Center. You can always meet with me during office hours or outside office hours. I'm going to be leaving some feedback on your Google Doc progress, so make sure you just keep checking that periodically. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day.